Yeah, man. And we're back. And we're back. Like always, welcome to the Back of the Class show. And I am your host, Pretty Boy Sway. I'm him, because actually, fuck the internet. Actually, no, fuck the internet for real. Because this week's been stressful. Am I about to hop? Okay, I'll get back to the intro later. This week has been so stressful. Outside of like uni, work, and like whatever. The internet's been such a chaotic space, or like at least my TikTok, because yeah, I don't interact with posts, so like it's always changing and it decides to like reset recently, and it's been so bad because why was I on the internet and then someone was like, oh, when men say that, oh, I'm him with they get the ick. I'm like, do some of your women realize that men are very much allowed to exist outside of your attraction? Because how much of a narcissist are you as a woman to think that everything that a man does should be in pursuit of your attraction? Because no, niggas is niggas without you women. He came to this world without you. He's allowed to live in this world without your permission. He doesn't need to do things that you deem to be like attractive or you deem to be like okay, masculine or whatnot. And it's just like, wow, it very much reminded me so much of like a lot of things that like were happening like a year ago, 2 years ago. Because again, my FYP switching up a lot. Like sometimes it does like a big ass 180 like this, and it's like it's very jarring because like, oh shit, I didn't expect to be here. And it did that recently, of course, like I said before. And it's like recently I've been on essentially what I found out is called femcel TikTok, where it's just a whole bunch of women who are just chatting a whole bunch of shit about men because these men, whatever, like they don't want these men, whatever it is. And like it's the whole ick conversation, the whole niggas is sassy these days, and I'm like, wow. And I've been getting so much content from here, and it's like it's been pissing me off because it's like someday we should very much speak about the fact that women very much operate in the patriarchy and very much enjoy operating in the patriarchy. They just don't enjoy the aspects that don't benefit them. Because it's something that I've noticed a lot more recently. Like I've been known for like 5 years now, actually more than, but whatever. I'd been known because obviously we all exist in a society that's unjust, and we do want justice of some sort, but like we then do not want to lose the benefits that this unjust society grants us. Because there's this whole thing that I have going on in my head. It's like, yeah, we want the removal of the oppressive systems, but we do not want the removal of the benefits of said oppressive system, because life is pretty much give and take, and when you lose something, you do gain something, and sometimes, and most times, the thing that you gain is not as significant as the thing that you lose, but you still refuse to give up the thing you gain to gain the things you've lost. And that's very much prevalent and visible, especially on social media amongst women. And it's just very interesting to observe and very interesting to like just be like, wow, y'all speak so much about the patriarchy and how bad it is, but yet you'll turn around and make a 180 and perpetrate the very much concept of the patriarchy that you very much claim to hate. It's like, yes, the patriarchy is bad, but you can't pick and choose what aspects of the patriarchy you want to keep. Because the patriarchy as a system, at least in my opinion, once again, I study numbers, guys. Especially recently, I've been more and more into the numbers and having a lot of time to like study social shit. So like, yeah, numbers, guys. Here, take my words with a grain of salt and 10 cubes of Maggie. But like I was saying, the patriarchy as a system is quite different from other systems of oppression in the sense that the patriarchy is quite a cyclic system. There is no direct causal effect relationship between aspects of the patriarchy, but instead every cause is an effect and every effect is a cause because it keeps going around and round. Because the patriarchy as a system oppresses both men and women and non-binary individuals. It oppresses everyone, save for a few who are at the top, because the patriarchy as a system is really, really and truly, it's a tool of white supremacy amongst other things. Like other systems are also tools of white supremacy, say capitalism, the patriarchy, like I said, racism, and queerphobia in general. All of these are like tools of white supremacy. They're meant to keep the white man on top, and by extension, the white woman as well. But yeah, there is a glass ceiling of how much the white woman is able to attain in comparison to the white man. But still, they are tools of white supremacy. So it's like, wait, how did I get here? Yes, the patriarchy is a cyclic system. So yeah, so in that being said, not every man benefits from the patriarchy, obviously. And like, yeah, sorry, I'm getting distracted because like, hey guys, it's the evening. Let me tell you something. Before you watch this episode and start saying, this new, hey, look, it's like 7. It's almost 8 p.m. So like, this is actually the very first time I'm ever recording in the evening. Like, not even, I always record in the mornings, and maybe once or twice I've recorded in the afternoons. Because like, yeah, my brain, it's like the sun is my source of light. I'm actually using a different light today, which I hope actually goes okay. I'm actually kind of nervous it's going to be bad. But, it looked okay when I did the preview, so I hope it sticks to being okay. So yeah, I'm recording in the evening, and like I had classes, and I was studying the whole day, so it's like my brain is low-key fried. So I'm going to get distracted a lot, and I'm going to like slur a lot of words, and like, yeah, it could be a mess, but I don't think it's going to be a mess because like I did rest a little bit and I think I'm fine. But like I was saying, the patriarchy is a cyclic system. This isn't what I wanted to talk about today. This is not what I wanted to talk about today. But okay, since I'm actually on this route already, I'm just going to finish up the intro and get back to it. So like always, this is the Back of the Class show, and like always, I am your lovely host. I am Lemmy, the creator. And with that being said, before we get jiggy with it, I did already get jiggy with it. Before we continue getting jiggy with it, do what you gotta do. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, subscribe to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever it is that you get our content. Just subscribe. And after you've done that, interact. Just follow me on socials. Follow the show at Back of the Class Show, and follow me personally at Dami_the creator. And I know I haven't been on that grind of recent, but like I do apologize. Like I just started uni, like it's and I have a part-time job as well, and like this as well. Editing takes quite a while because like my laptop isn't, it's not built for it. So it takes a while to edit, and it's like then having to like make clips and actually post every day. It's like it's quite a lot, and I do know that's an excuse, but it's quite a lot, and I do apologize. I haven't been on that grind of recent, but like I'm slowly getting there again. But with that being said, still follow us, and also send DMs if you have shit you want to talk about, if you want to be on the podcast, send a DM, send a message, interact, like the post, comment, just do everything. And with that being said, the patriarchy is a cyclic system, especially in comparison to other systems of oppression, because the patriarchy, like as the name dictates, it's the patriarchy. So the patriarchy as a system is supposed to, theoretically, in theory, benefit all men, but the patriarchy doesn't benefit all men, because a part of the patriarchy is anti-blackness and racism, and also queerphobia. So in that sense, there are marginalized groups even within the patriarchy that do not see the benefits that the patriarchy is supposed to provide to quote-unquote men. So with that being said, and why did I say that so much? But with that being said, the patriarchy doesn't benefit every man. And at the same time, the patriarchy also utilizes some men and some women to keep itself to keep itself alive, essentially. So in that sense, both men and women perpetrate the concepts of the patriarchy in everyday life. And even though we are working, actually, in fact, in my opinion, I think in our efforts to deconstruct and to take down the patriarchy, we've actually ended up reinforcing the patriarchy even more. Because in our pursuit of a non-patriarchal world, we forget to deconstruct the aspects of the patriarchy that we enjoy. And in that sense, we try to keep the parts that we like and take away the parts that we don't. And because not everyone is subscribed to the same aspects of the patriarchy, not everyone benefits the same things from the patriarchy, then everyone keeps reinforcing different aspects of the patriarchy. And in that sense, the patriarchy never gets deconstructed because someone else is keeping it up. So it's like, to deconstruct the patriarchy, we have to uniformly agree and uniformly work together to take away the entirety of the patriarchy, not just aspects that don't benefit us. The patriarchy as a system needs to go. And having people on social media, both men, women, and non-binary individuals, having people on social media complaining about the patriarchy so much and at the same time keeping the patriarchy up is very disorientating, and it's also very discouraging, because it just feels like we're stuck in a loop where we're getting nothing done. Because one morning you're like, oh shit, men are trash because men are inherently evil, because the patriarchy doesn't teach men to view women and non-binary individuals as people. And then the next day you're posting another video saying, yeah, as a man, you're not allowed to want to be treated a certain way because that's reserved for only women. Now, that's just not given. It's like, you gotta pick a side. Are you for or against the patriarchy? You can't have your cake and eat it too. To gain something, you must sacrifice something. So if you want to gain that which the patriarchy has taken from you, you have to give up that which the patriarchy has given to you. Because it would be very disingenuous to try to imply that there's no benefit from the patriarchy whatsoever. Because once again, if the patriarchy oppresses both, well, not just both, but if the patriarchy oppresses men, women, and non-binary individuals, then it should also go to say that to some extent, men, women, and non-binary individual benefit from the patriarchy in some shape or form. And rarely is this benefit better or even equivalent to the oppression that you've received. And that's why I think it's a lot more beneficiary to just take away the system and take back what the patriarchy takes from you. So being on social media, especially this week, it's been very annoying. Yeah, that is actually the perfect. It's been very annoying seeing a whole lot of women just being like, yeah, it's a sassy man apocalypse. Especially with this, the sassy man apocalypse is what actually gets me the most, because why are you so bothered by a man who, one, you're clearly not interested in? Let's start there. The whole point of this video is to state how you're not attracted to men who behave a certain way. So why are you so bothered by this man behaving this certain way? You're not attracted to the behavior, so let the behavior be. Let those who behave that way be who they are, and you stay away. But no, you are pressed about it simply because somewhere deep in your mind, somewhere deep in your conscious, you believe that every man that is attracted to women. Some of y'all even don't want that. But anyways, that's another day. But deep in your conscious, you do think that every man who is potentially attracted to women should, one, be attracted to you, and as a result, and in tandem with that, should seek your attraction in return. And I think a lot of women need to like deconstruct that and like think about why that is. Because like I said in like a couple of episodes ago, men in a patriarchal society do exist to find attraction, well, to seek the attraction of women. And in an effort to deconstruct and to move away from the patriarchy, especially in my life, I make an emphasis to myself and to my friends to not seek the attraction of women, because they exist outside of women, and we all need to descend to women from our lives as men or individuals attracted to women. So it's like women who get offended, or like women who get pressed about the fact that men are starting to descend to women from their lives, are pretty much getting angry at the fact that men are starting to abandon this aspect of the patriarchy. And I find this to be very interesting. And I find that to be also kind of fucked up, because it's also like, wow, those who stand to benefit the most from the absence of the patriarchy are fighting hard to keep the patriarchy in check, but not the entirety of it, but essentially the parts that they benefit from. So in a way, in a manner, that just basically means that those who stand the most to benefit from the deconstruction of the patriarchy are trying to, instead of deconstructing us, are trying to switch the patriarchal system to a system that simply only benefits them. And as a result, they're trying to switch it to a system of oppression in which they are the oppressors. And I think that is very depressing to think about, because I know, at least I hope that we all know that deep down, like, not deep down, like, I hope that we all know that people aren't necessarily stupid, and people will catch on. And once people catch on, they're going to, well, react, because realization leads to reaction. So it's like, once niggas start clocking their weight, you don't hate the patriarchy, you just want to be in charge of the patriarchy. So why should niggas then, sorry for cursing so much, so why then should men assist in the deconstruction of the patriarchy, when you're not looking for a just and equal system? You're only looking for a system in which you're the oppressor. You're just looking for a system that benefits you. And that's fine, really and truly. Like, really and truly, that's okay. If that's what you're on, go for it. Honestly, I don't really care. I was telling my friend the other day, I really don't care about a lot of shit, because, like, I don't plan on having kids, so yeah, so, like, I don't have anyone to worry about. It's like, once I'm gone, I'm pretty much gone. So it's like, fuck, yeah, long day for everyone. I just find that very interesting. But, like, yeah, like I was saying, this isn't really what I want to talk about. And I don't know how long this episode has been, because I really don't want it to be a long situation today. Because, yeah, I'm very tired and I have shit to do as well. But, yeah, if you're someone who, like, has a whole thing with, like, yeah, as a man, you should be doing this, you should be doing that, you shouldn't want to be treated a certain way. And the funniest thing about, like, what is considered sassy is just simply men asking for, like, for affection, not necessarily affection even, but asking to be treated as human beings, especially from, like, people who they consider to be potential partners. It's like all a lot of men are asking for is like, hey, text me, make a move, initiate. Like, men don't want to be the only ones initiating things, like initiating dates, like, it's like, treat me as a partner and not just as someone who's there to make you feel good. Because I also saw this other video by a therapist, actually, and it made so much sense, because, like, this is also something else that I've been thinking about for a while. And it's also something that actually last year I was going through, like last year, like, when I was seeing someone or some shit, like, I actually just asked I was like, hey, I was like, random ass question, do you like me because of me, or do you like me because of the way that I treat you and the way that I make you feel? And what this whole video, what this therapist was trying to say is that a lot of people, especially women, she was saying that a lot of people, especially women, from what she has seen in therapy, a lot of women fall in love with their partners not because of who their partner is, but because of how their partner treats them and how their partner makes them feel. But the thing is, treatment and the way you're made felt is very much conditional. Not even on your side, but even on your partner's side, it's very much conditional on the situation that your partner exists in at that moment in time. Because everyone is a human being, everyone is dynamic. Of course, if I'm having a good time, I would be able to extend that good time to you. But then if I am not having a good time, all of a sudden, I am a bad partner, but no, I am not. I'm just a human being experiencing hardships. Like shit happens. Shit actually happens. But anyways, yeah, with that being said, actually I can't even be bothered, bro. I'm tired. A long fucking day today. But this wasn't what I wanted to talk about at all. But anyways, with that being said, I'll see you guys again next week. And yeah, before you leave, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and follow the socials at Faculty Class Show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And follow me personally at Damian_the_creator on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And with that being said, ciao, ciao, bye bye, au revoir. I'll see you guys on the next episode. And yeah, like always, I love you. Thank you very much for tuning in. And I hope you have a great weekend, whenever it is that I post this. Okay, ciao, ciao, bye.